Hi, I'm Larry Whaley. I am the Nanaimo Climate Action Hub's lead on the heat pump affordability campaign. I came into this as a consumer wanting to get a heat pump into my house back in January of 2022. Soon found that the costs were beyond my ability and needed some allies to look into how we might fix that. Seth Klein had written on having installed a heat pump in his house, and I also began to hear some newscasts about how this was so much better for the environment. Just happened that in January of 2022, the regional district of Nanaimo was offering some webinars explaining some of the new grants and supports that were available for people who wanted to make the switch from oil or natural gas, or, as in my case, baseboard electric heat, and wanted to do their thing both for their own budget reasons to cut down on the cost, like electric baseboard heat, um, or for environmental reasons to get away from natural gas and oil, because of course those products are obviously bad for the environment. Well, when I first started looking into getting a heat pump installed, I did, I suppose, what many people across the country are doing and did at that time, and that was call up a couple of heat pump installation companies and ask them to give me a quote. Um, I was shocked when they came in at between 22 and 27,000, some of them even a little bit more than that, uh, to put in something that I quickly found out I could buy for $2,000 or $3,000 from the local home improvement store or online. So I started asking, why, how much, what is this price all about? And the installers weren't really willing to say. They would say things, well, like there's a there's a warranty involved. Well, yes, but there's a manufacturer's warranty on the things that I buy at the home improvement store. So it just seemed beyond reason when I started to look at it. Okay, one of the things that I quickly discovered when I was looking into this is that to qualify for the provincial programs that support installation of heat pumps, you need to have a listed an installer that's listed on the government website do the installation. They must supply and install the heat pump. You can't buy it yourself and have a qualified person install it. You have to have somebody on the list both supply and install. Uh, as a result of that, and the suppliers not being willing to provide clear breakdowns of what goes into their prices, we're not asking for revealing any secrets. Just tell us what we're paying for. How much am I paying for your workers to come out and do the job? How much am I paying for that heat pump? And if that heat pump is $4,000 or $5,000 more than one in the local store, why is it? What's better about yours than the one I could get in the store? One of our objectives is to convince the provincial government to change the requirement for installers to receive the rebate. The provincial government could simply say to those installers, you will not receive the rebate unless you provide a breakdown of the prices that you are quoting. You don't have to change your prices, just a breakdown. Once you've got that breakdown as a consumer, you can ask the installer. Well, why is this particular heat pump $4,000 more than the one that I would buy at the home improvement store? Why is there a warranty on there when the manufacturer already provides a warranty? Now, there may be valid reasons for that. And if there are, and that's your choice, you want to go with that, that's fine. Get those folks to do the job. But you once you have the information, you'll be in a position to say that's a reasonable situation or it's not. If it's not, I'm going to go elsewhere. When I went to do my installation, I checked with the BC government's website and found that at that time there were 10 installers listed as qualified that showed Nanaimo as their area of operation. I contacted all 10 of them. All of them refused to give me a breakdown on the price. I put that aside and carried on for quite some time, doing related things, trying to figure out why we couldn't get that price down to something reasonable. Then I checked the website again, and there had been an additional 10 added a few months later, a year later, actually. There'd been an additional 10 added. I contacted those 10. Of those, 2 were willing to provide me with an actual breakdown of the price. And it just turned out that those 2 giving me the breakdown, their prices were considerably lower than those that refused to tell me what made up the price that they wanted to charge me. The one that I selected was one called Super Saver, Heating and Plumbing, Plumbing and Cooling, I think it's called. And the reason that I selected them over New Star Heating and Cooling, which was the other one that was willing to provide a breakdown of the price. I chose them because not only were they willing to give me a breakdown of the price, but they were willing to provide me with the heat pump system that I had researched as being the best price I could get with the best quality, that also qualified for the government rebates, was on the government list of qualified equipment, and that I could get the price for. So the 2 of them provided the breakdown. The one was willing to install whichever equipment I wanted. The other one wanted to stick with his own equipment, which made his price about $4,000 more expensive than the one that I selected. Super Saver came out in it was about 2 weeks after I first contacted them and agreed to have them do the work. They came in and did what many of the other installers were talking about doing in the house. There was not a great deal of difference between installers. One actually wanted to install ducting, which seemed to me to be silly, and an extra several $1,000s to install ducting. But in any case, what we went with was 2 18,000 BTU outdoor units and 2 9,000 and 2 12,000 BTU indoor units. So my house is 3,200 square feet. It's on 2 floors. And so we wanted to make sure that we could heat one floor and cool the other if that became necessary. Because sometimes, particularly in summer evenings, it's cold downstairs and warm upstairs. So you can't have heating and cooling at the same time with a heat pump. You can have one or the other. So we decided that we would go with 2 outdoor units and 4 indoor units. So the units were installed, and they were pretty much what all of the installers were recommending for this house. It also provides, having 2 outdoor units and 2 indoor units, or 4 indoor units, provides us with the comfort that if something goes wrong with one of the units, the entire house is not affected. So if the downstairs unit breaks, we've still got heating and cooling upstairs, or the other way around, which is an added bonus, I think, to doing it. And the cost was because the outdoor units are a little smaller than was proposed by some of the companies, the cost was less, um, or certainly no more, for each unit, getting two outdoor units than there would have been for a big outdoor unit, one only. When I looked at pricing, the the installers that were offering to do the job but would not provide the transparent pricing so that I could tell what I was actually paying for, the prices came in between 22, 25, some as high as $32,000 to to provide essentially the same amount of heat and comfort for the house. Some of them, the equipment varied a little bit in size or in position or number of units, but they were all basically adequate to do what we needed here and keep ourselves warm in the winter and cool in the summer. So anywhere from 22 to $32,000 for those installers. The one super saver that I ended up going with, the price worked out to $11,400. And of that, $5,000 rebate came from Clean BC. The income qualified program under Clean BC provided the installer with a rebate of $5,000. I just had to make an application and give him the number, and he went after, got the money himself. Canada Greener Homes has also agreed, pre-approved me for $5,000. So I'll have a total, when I actually see the Canada Greener Homes money, I'll have a total of $10,000 in government support, meaning that the heating units and cooling units for our house will cost about $1,400 for the entire thing. Will cost us that, as opposed to sort of 12 to 15,000 or more going with those installers who were not willing to provide the transparent pricing. One of the surprises that I got when I received my approval from the Clean BC program was that in addition to providing $5,000 for a rebate on heating the house, they were offering a $3,500 rebate on a heat pump hot water system. I hadn't even given any thought to a heat pump hot water system, but they were offering $3,500 for it, so I took a look at it. Most of the installers, again, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to provide and install a heat pump hot water system. I knew I could buy that for about 25, 30, 2,500 or $3,000 from a local home improvement store. So I asked my installers to give me a quote on that part as well. Came in at $3,800. It was a very simple install. Simply take out the existing electric tank, put in the other one. They had to make a bit of an adjustment to the electrical, run a new line about 10 feet long, to upgrade that. But it also provides the heating for the hot water. And I've done a little look at some information on this and read an article recently that tells me that I can expect to save as much money on heating my hot water as it costs me to charge my electric car if I'm the average family. So I get basically by putting in an electric hot water heater with a heat pump, I get my charging for my car at no charge to me. There's a couple of things that I hope you're going to get out of this interview tape, and that is that it's possible to install a heat pump. They're 3 or 4 or more times efficient than simple baseboard heat. They're definitely cleaner for the environment, and it's possible to get them at a reasonable cost. There are a couple of installers here that will provide you with a breakdown of the prices. Without that, it's really impossible to tell whether you're getting a fair deal or not. If they won't tell you what it is you're paying for, chances are they're not giving you a reasonable price. So do your homework. Check out the Nanaimo Climate Action Hub's website. We've done a lot of it, posted it up there. Plan to spend an hour or two there, and then do your research. Find out the system that's best for you, and look into having somebody install it that will provide you with um, a clear, transparent price.